Yo, welcome back. Nick, Adam. Bit of a special one for us. So, a customer rang me, like I said in my previous video, their fuse board set on fire last week. It's an old split load Wilex 17th edition plastic board. By the looks of it, they're extremely lucky. The fireman, well, the customer actually managed to put the fire out. This is in the garage, as you can see behind me. So he's ripped the plasterboard down. Spread of fire was contained, but unfortunately, as you can see here, while everything should be fire sealed through the cavity up there, the flames have actually managed to get through and smoke damage inside the property, but only within this area. So what we're going to be doing, Adam's gone and cut a hole, which I'll show you in a second, in the downstairs toilet. So all the cables that are going across here are okay. The plan is we've got adaptable boxes, just got small ones. We've got, we're going to Wagos. I bought DIN rails as well, but depending on size ways, I'm probably going to be putting 2 small adaptable boxes in to join the cables through we need to do. Wago are more ideal, whatever I've got spare. Label the cables up. But to start with, a few things I'll mention before going any further. Massive shout out to Consumer Unit World, George, for sorting me out the board. The board turned up at 10:30 today. Last minute things, no boards available at the moment due to COVID. So thank you very much, George. Going on from that, I never tackled a fireboard before, so this is the first one. I spoke to a few people about how to go ahead with it, but obviously we can't do any live tests. We can't go around, turn all the lights on, use a socket tester and figure out what circuit does what, because there's no power. The main fuse blew on the carrier, which was pulled out by the fire department. So looking at it, what we can tell, we should be able to strip back, especially the newer stuff for the extension this side, what runs to what. There's 2 6mm, a few lighting circuits. Luckily we can sort of tell 6mm, 6mm, 20mm, 32 amp, 6, 6, 32, 32. To be fair, that might be a 16. But due to the fire damage on it, I'm going to strip back. I'm going to get the cables as nice as they can be. We're going to go around with the long fly lead, so I'm going to be on here. Adam's going to go across, what is it, 50-metre lead we got? Yeah. Doing some testings to figure out what circuit does what before we start putting them into the breakers. I'm going to go and put a Henley block now, dual Henley block on the wall to contain the tails, and from that I will then ring Western Power up. As when we're nearly ready, they're going to come out and they'll put a main fuse back in for me so we can power up at some point. It's going to be a long day, it's cold. What are you...
Yeah, I've got a million balls in my pocket.
Oh right, yeah, so obviously I'll show you what we've done in here, so I need a torch.
Yeah. Just get one of them.
Where's the...
Get a good selection. Yes, Unilight.
Unilight.
Oh, I've shrunk it though. Wow, my mum has.
Mum has. So what Adam's been doing in here, we've got a hatch out. I spoke to the customer. This is now going to be left as an accessible hatch. Obviously we'd be boarded, but it's going to have a lid on it so we can get to it. Fire damage pretty much stops there. So what we're going to do with that is the cables will be cut here, adaptable box on here, maintenance free joint going through. Adam's had a good clear up because a lot of plaster and a lot of insulation balls in there as well that are all glued to the cables. Right, a few questions that people might ask. Why did it set on fire? The only few things that we can sort of agree with, the insurance company have been out and had a look at it as well. This is what happens when you don't use a torque screwdriver, in my opinion. A lot of electricians would agree with me. If you do not do terminals up to the correct torque or they're under tighten, over time it will heat up, and this is the sort of thing that can happen. This is why I use a torque screwdriver, because by the looks of it, I'm not an expert with sussing out fire damage, but it looks like, I would say, the main tails have come loose, potentially, or the main fire damage is on this bit, something's loose there. So what I'm going to do is take one cable out one by one, strip it back, try and figure out with Adam what's what, and then rip the whole board off the wall. Put these out of the way. So, that is
Saucy.
crispy.
Oh, I missed.
Made it.
This is for your earth, isn't it?
Yes, separate one for the edge, yeah. Screws still come out. SDS, mate.
Are you using the tails or?
Yeah, so it's going to go into that, and then the new ones are going to come out of it. Bought these three, put some dual Henley block on, obviously in flex conduit because we love the flex conduit. Don't we, Adam? Yeah. Yes, we do. Just to protect that a little bit. The 16mm main earth is crispy up top. I'm going to chop it. I'm going to clean it down with some big wipes. We'll get that clipped up. Might sit down a bit of 20mm flex conduit. I've got offcuts. Got offcuts. Yeah, we'll put that in that. Why not? Put that there. We've got an earth bar I'm going to stick on. I can't see on here, and I can't figure out where the water gas 10mm bondings are. But on top, oh, that might be one there. But on top of it, ow, ow. Once that's on, I can happily, Adam's just going to put some all-round band around the flexi conduit, keep that in place. And then one by one, disconnect the circuits, figure out what's what, go around with the tester. There is two 10mm coming down, but one of these is being cut off. Whether or not it's leaking on me as well, nice. By the firefighters or what, I'm not quite sure. We need to figure that out. And then start stripping stuff back and just figure out what's what and labelling it up. It's a bit of a nightmare really, but interesting at the same time, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to start with the easiest one. This one here is definitely an outside light. We put the Flexicon on, we put the tails in the Henley block, so I'm happy that's secure. From there, outside light, and then I'm going to start with the biggest. So we've got 40 amp. It looks like a 10mm, it could potentially be a 6mm. That looks like it runs across, and it's this one. So one by one, I'm going to strip back. I'll just report back every now and then, but I'm interested to see what this is, because it's been cut off here. That looks like it's joined to this one, and that runs that way. If that's the case, it's not been connected. Anyway, I'm sure we'll find out sooner rather than later, and then interesting to see if you've still got rings in the house, because it's had an extension. So the customer said the right hand side was old part of the house, the left hand side was new, and it makes sense because all the stuff on the left runs this way, which is the new extension. So yeah, I'll start taking it bit by bit. We'll start with the line. Where? That's it. This big blob here where it's just melted. Two line circuits, guessing that's the old immersion, a ring, lighting, ring, cooker. So there's only one 6mm connected in here, so I can only presume this one's been cut off in the past. That probably was to an old electric shower, because he's now got one off the boiler, because the boiler was recently, the past couple of years, moved into the loft, and he's had a new bathroom put in, so it makes sense it's not a shower unit. That's why we can only find one 6mm. Nice. One for your bedroom wall, lad. I'll do as I said I was going to do. Alright, outside light.
Gonna do a quick ZS, yeah?
Yeah. Right, so that was our outside light.
Was.
So we have got a few conductors here that are out, and these will be our neutrals. So it makes sense that there's a ring, there's a ring, that's our lighting circuit, and that's the other lighting circuit that's just pulled out. So Ad, can you just grab me another glove please, mate? The only reason I'm wearing gloves is it absolutely sticks to you, something rotten. Right, let's do first one. So that there. Christ almighty. Yeah, there's our 10mm for our gas by the looks of it, or water. And then that one there is our other 10mm. So this one, I snip this off flat. Pull that back to there. And we're 99% sure. Oh, God, look at the. I mean, that's just smoke damage on there. It's not actually. Let's get a big wipe on that. Obviously, we're going to strip that back. It's heat damage to here. You can see the difference in the colour. Dark, dark, and then it returns to our normal colour. It's obviously just a little bit stained from the smoke. Obviously, when we strip that back, we'll double check the conductors. There's no damage. It's nice and flexible like it should be instead of that. Right, that's one of many. Right, let's figure out what this one does, because really, that's the way it was coming down. Has that had a join on there? Is that direct impact, do you think, from the fire where it's just peeled itself open? I think this is a separate.
I think it's two separate, it's just mold together in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one continuous cable, but by the looks of it, was never terminated because it's had a clean cut. No firefighter's done that. The customer's not done it. Might have just been a spare one run, but it makes no sense to have it, or it was an old shower one, so we'll pull that one up out of the way for now. Right, next one, we've got a ring main by the looks of it. There's two conductors, 225 conductors going into a 32 amp, so logic speaking, it should be a ring final circuit, but we know that's not the case sometimes, don't we, Ad?
Yeah.
So if I snip them there, Adam, just right on breaker 2 please, ring, and we'll just get the tester out in a second and we'll just confirm if it is a ring or not. See, one of them snapped here and snapped there, so if I follow the neutral from that, that's thinner, so that's your CPC. Right, that one's still connected. So that is correct with that one. And we follow the CPC down. There should be 2 in that one, which there is. We do the same thing with this one. This neutral should be already snipped, which it is. Let me follow around the CPC. Yep. So depending on how much fire damage is here, we've got 1 leg of the ring and 2 leg of the ring potentially. Oh, should I dare split these apart? Oh no, my mistake. Both of them run off this way. Right, Ad. Snip these off. Can you get tester out and see if you confirm whether it's a ring or not, please, mate? I might want to stick some gloves on because it's, well, manky. Running up the cavity. Well, we might cause some. Oh, hang on. Oh, we managed to pull down some fresh cable. Okay. Obviously, everything's going to have to be severely inspected, visually and testing wise, to make sure that we get rid of all fire damage cable. We don't want to be putting any of that, re-terminating that back into the circuits. Yeah. Right, I've just took that all apart, the whole board's off. Most of it shouldn't be an issue. We have a 10mm that either runs to the gas or water, even though the main water stop tap's there, that runs up the cavity. It's fire damage to about here, and then the rest is smoke. And also we have a socket circuit, which is a radial, and this lighting circuit that runs up the cavity. I am not too sure how accessible this is going to be for me to strip on. If or not I can do it here, whether or not I can just do it on the joist here and see if the conductors are damaged or the inside or anything like that. If it's not, we're going to have to be taking the floor up upstairs or knocking into the cavity to try and access that. The rest of them, you've got an old colour here which was disconnected completely. The rest of them, we should be able to pull them through the access hatch that Adam's made. So Adam, you're going to go across the thingy now. We'll pull them through and then we're going to test.
This is a ring Nick found, just tested it. We got, yeah, R1s we got a reading, so they're linked. RNs, they're linked as well, just R2, your CPCs weren't linked, so. It's
obviously an open ring somewhere that we need to suss out. But if that's just doing the extension here, it could be any of these sockets here or anything the other side, so it should be, or the kitchen, so it should be quite easy to find. We've got two rings going this way, so I'd presume this one and this one, by the looks of it, goes up here, is the bedroom upstairs, and this could be the kitchen. So just pull a few fronts off in there in a bit. So Adam, do you want to go in there and start pulling stuff through, and I'll wiggle stuff and individually you pull it through. Do you want to
so Nick told us to strip these two 2.5s, that one and this one, and we're just going to find out if it's a ring or not. Yeah, not easy to strip. I'm just kind of breaking it off, and then I'll do the old method where you pull the earth to get some copper exposed to do the test, which is just continuity test. So put the crocodile clip on live, and then see if we get a reading, and if we do, it means they're connected. And then we'll do the same on the neutrals, or RNs as you call them, and then same with the R2, which is your CPC or your earth, as other people call it. And then yeah, we'll come back to you in a minute with what results we get.
Okay. Right, DPT had just been, so this is what it was, and this is the new fuse box board. Get rid of that paperwork. So this is meant to be coming out in the new year, and it's a single, ooh, now Adam, Christmas present done, single module SPD board. Obviously I've not looked at it yet, we can all look together. There we are, single module SPD. Still covered by your 32 amp MCB. So obviously it spares up a freeway. That's nice and cute, isn't it, Ad? Nice, nice. It's definitely better than that. Once again, George, Kitchen Unit World, thank you very much. Okay. Right, I'm just brought through. Did you get continuity ring that side? So that's
not on neutrals.
No neutral. Right.
Well, we did, but it was like, it's like 55
high. So it'd be worth just going around, taking some fronts off. The water, we're going to just come straight off there, because what someone had done is just poked it over, gone on the inside and just tapped off the water that side. We're going to run one straight down, put it next to, before any tees, because it's meant to be within
300?
No, it's not 300, I think it's 600. Gas at Tresher, remember? I think it's 600, and all before any tees, so we'll stick it there. This is platinum, that's not going anywhere now, it's been burnt to a crisp. The gas is on the far side of the house, up through the loft. and I know everything's meant to be a continuous loop, but realistically I can snip that and we'll do a 10mm through joint, through crimp there. Obviously we'll go across with the our two Wonder leads over there somewhere. Clip on here, go through that, extend that back down, and then further up, that's our ring. This is the last ring that we need to just double check. That's doing the bedrooms above and the extension. We've got a lighting circuit that will be the new extension, and we've got a radial circuit. The lighting circuit, I know I can pull, it's fresh cable there, I'll be able to do a joint. I'm going to have to see and double check whether or not I can do the same thing with that one. If not, we're going to have to take some of the floor up and do a joint higher up to get some clean cable. Right, so first port of call is extending the good cables that we can. So I'm fitting one of the I'm fitting one of the Wago XL boxes. Adam, if you want to just spin it around here, dude. Maintenance free joint. So if the ceiling does ever get boarded again, it can be in the ceiling, not a problem at all. Like I said in previous videos, if you've got the software like I have when you do certificates, attach photos to the certificate itself. It makes your life or the next electrician's life easier in the future if it ever needs to be found and pulled out. Going from there, it's going to be several different boxes really. You can see that the cable inside being stripped back is absolutely fine now, except for that bit. Absolutely fine, no scarring, no scalded cables, flexible, nice and neat. Just to say, same with this, slight discoloration. I have to use a big wipe on it. They're going to go in there, they're going to get terminated. I've brought them through into this joist to make it more accessible to work with. Going to be brought through, back down. Going to do this with all these cables. This one's going to be left disconnected because it was never connected before. I'm going to leave it out of the way. Later on we'll walk around with the leads to try and figure out what's what. Same with this ring, that's absolutely fine. The ring in there is fine. We just need to realistically sort this out. So I'm going to do the majority of what I can do now. That's easy. When the 10mm through crimps turn up, we can do the gas. We can do the 10mm here. It's going to actually be down rated to a 6mm cable on a 32 amp breaker. It's only feeding a hob, so that's fine. Yeah, it's going to be just picking away on it, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Picking away bit by bit.
What's that coil do over there? There used to be that light.
It is for a light. Oh. So that's the link in, and that's the switch cable. That I think there was a switch here, he said, the customer. So yeah, bit by bit I'll get this done, I'll get that dressed down. So bit by bit we'll just piece in the new cables, and then we can put the new board on. We've got some big, what is it, 4" by 2" trunking? Yeah. We're going to do it in flex conduit. I said no to Adam. No, let's do it in trunking this time. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. So what we've done, XL box, cables in, cables out, fire clips on everything. Not that it really makes a difference here, but I'm putting them on just in case. Line circuit, we've got 2 rings coming in and out. That's our 10mm, that's our new 6mm. I've got some through crimps and then some heat shrink to go on over the top, so I'm going to get them done. Get that done. This has dropped down for our new cables, just going to label them up. What's that? Then we're going to start on the ring main that goes upstairs, which is just here. And then Adam's going to change over the outside light. We're going to put a light switch on because there was never one there before for the outside light, and then we're going to jump inside, do exactly the same thing in the ceiling in the bathroom, and label everything up as we're going through, and then we're going to tackle the last couple of crispy ones up in the corner and see what we can get slack-wise down and get some fresh cable there. That's all on. We've got the next one on. What I've been doing is just writing what's what on each cable. So that's number 2, that's number 2, so that's our second ring. I'm going to go and do exactly the same thing here inside. There should be 4 cables to join through. Downstairs toilet. So we've got them clipped, put some fire clips on it. I've put the cable ties around it because that's what you got to do to make it completely maintenance free. These 2 cables, to my knowledge, that one definitely wasn't in the board, and that one was so melted beyond repair this side that I couldn't actually see if it fed this way. So we're going to leave that on a minute. We're nearly done. I'm going to pull the last 2 cables out of the void, attach them, and then start dressing into the board. And as I'm dressing into the board, Adam can go around and dead test off each circuit with the fly lead to find out exactly what's what. But it is quite sort of self-explanatory. That's going to be upstairs, old lights. The 2 lots of singles is the single, well, it's an earth and a neutral singles. That's going to be downstairs lights, and then there's a newer 1mm that's run across, and I think from what the guy said it's the mains power smoke alarms that run around. So 3 of them are quite visible. Obviously the ring main in here will be the ring main for the house, in and around downstairs. I'm pretty sure that the ring main we've got, the ring final circuits in the garage is one for the garage downstairs plus kitchen, and then the other one is the upstairs new extension as well. And there we have it. Adam's just doing the outside light. He's just changed it over for the customer because we were sat here. He was sat here doing nothing with you, mate. Yeah.
I'm just nice.
And he's nice. You're a good boy. So luckily that very last one up here I had, and I mean just enough cable. The cable slightly smoke damaged, wiped it off with a big wipe. The conductors inside and the insulation was absolutely fine. I was happy with that. So now we have all of our old cables now extended down, labelled up, ring 1, ring 2, ring 3, a radial, upstairs lights, downstairs lights, extension, upstairs lights and downstairs lights as well. Obviously that's disconnected. So we stick some trunking on the wall, we're going to get the board mounted. Adam's going to prep the board, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to prep the board, tails gland in, 16mm. You're going to knock a bottom out for some flex conduits to drop down to the main water stop tap, and
please don't go through.
Oh, nice. Yep. Right, so just set the laser up, which I keep standing in front of. That's going to be the edge of my trunking coming down. So, like I've done in previous videos, we won't use the knockouts. I will literally cut a square out with the multi-tool. We'll put some grommet strip around it, and we'll mount it that way. I'm going to put it lower down. I'll put it about here. Just knock this out of the way. Which means I can get my measurement in, and then the tail glands will come across and in. Either gland it from the top, which I think we'll probably do it from the top and just stick some flexi across.
What about the side? Isn't that that's a big knockout?
And it comes out the bottom, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll just come across. And I'm very tempted as well, like we've done here, just stick it in some flexicon, just going into here just to support it. We'll put an all-round band there and here as it loops in.
Yep.
Right, so we've got the board on now, we've got the trunking. As you can see in the trunking here, what I've done is separated. I've put some D-clips on. You can get one massive D-clip that fits this trunking, but I found out trying to separate stuff and keep it neat, we use individual. I think they're M2 D-clips. So we've got the 6mm and the 10mm for the gas. We've got 2 rings here, 1 ring and a radial, and then we've got 5 lighting circuits. 5 lighting circuits. We've gone round. We near enough know what's what, but when I start terminating these, like I said, Adam's going to run around with the fly lead, figure out what's what, but I'm 80% sure I already know what's what. At least we can get our dead test done, figure out what's what before stuff's powered up. I know I still need to ring Western Power. It is now 3:05, so we've got here at 8 o'clock, so it's been a bit of a long day, but as you can see my hands are dirty. Run out of gloves as well, so big wipes are saving the day at the moment. I'm going to have to go over the board afterwards and wipe it up. Adam should put in the flexicon in, put the tails, and put some all-round band around that. We've done the outside lights, so that's ready. It's just me, as you've seen loads of boards before. I'm going to put the RCBOs in. I'm going to start with the 6s, work across these 32s. Dress all the neutral fly leads in neatly. We're going to put the crimps on, as we've done in previous videos as well. At some point we'll get a label maker out, we'll label up main earth, gas, and then we're going to drop the water in. That's what this knockout's for, to drop down. So we're getting there, it's just stages. Get the RCBOs in, and then we'll report back after that. Right, so we've got the fly leads in now. I've just spoke to Western Power to book them in, so they will turn up as and when they feel like it. They've only got the next available agent. Operative. So we're going to start getting the stuff in as and when. We're going to test it. You're going to go around in a minute, aren't you, with the R2 lead?
Yeah. Which
I've said 16 times now on the videos, I know. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out.
Oh, I love you guys, but...
Can you get off your phone, please?
No, I didn't do it that way.
Bro, don't bro me. So yeah, it is what it is, as and when. I'll drop back as and when we're near the end of the board, and then we can go around and just before we start powering stuff up.
See, that's what I was getting before.
Right,
This is that broken one.
Yeah. So our end we're getting massive amount, 45. Okay, do our R2s, mate. So this would be the old part of the house.
1.15.
Yeah, that sounds. I know we skip forward way in time, but I've just had to get loads done. So we're going around, we've got the R2 fly lead, we're just doing ohms reading on that. We figured out everything else so far. Adam is just going on to, this is the boiler. And then we're going through the lights, but when we've been going across the lights and testing that as well, I pretty much figured out that I'm 99% sure that the neutrals are linked top and bottom of the stairs. So I think the best way, I just double them up in the same breaker. It's getting late, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. We'll just test obviously the highest reading at the furthest point on both circuits, and we'll just note it down on the certificate as well. So lots and lots more time has passed. It is now 19 minutes past 6, and we've just been going around looking for our open CPC on the downstairs kitchen ring. Adam just found it, superstar. We took 9 sockets off. Would you believe it was the last one we tried? Would you believe? So that's cool. We've just got to sort out, there is a high, very high reading on the neutrals on the ring for the main part of the house. So we've gone around the flywheel, we figured out literally what everything is. This doesn't do anything, so that's the last thing for us to do. Then we can power up, do our live tests, and then we can go in. Last fault to find, socket, old house, neutral, got reading. So once again, around with the torches, take all the socket fronts off as much as we can until we find. There's obviously connected, it's just very poorly connected, but for a while I know it's a junction box under the floor, so yeah. And it's now 7:15 and we found it. I'll put the picture on the screen now. Power's on. Where's the power bin? We've got an isolation switch out the outside. That's all hunky-dory. We've livened up. We've got the last little bit to do. Adam's just running around. Adam, say hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So, board's on. We're just literally doing some ZEs. R1, R2s. We found all the faults. We've done RCD trip time. We've done our ZEs. We've done our PFCs. We've got the label in for water, gas. We've done our fly lead over to the gas. Make sure that was fine. We've got a new pigtail here for FlexiCon, obviously, for there. This is what I've done over here. I made the best.
Done our R2s to the Wonder leads.
Yeah, the Wonder lead. The Wonder lead, mate. All round band on there. I just need to get a so you can't see that, a sticker saying that's the earth in there. We've got the fire sealant on the top, and this has made me feel, because obviously I've done boards in the past to have the gaping hole in the back, and obviously it's not to regs that you have to fill it up, but it is good practice. And from now on, from seeing the mess of this, we will be putting fire foam and fire mastic everywhere. Yes, mate. Finished product. All labelled up. Hunky dory. Definitely better with a single SPD. Wouldn't you agree, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go home now. What time's it now? Oh, we are, boys and girls. 12-hour shift. You're going to sleep tonight. Don't worry, I rang your mum, tell you you're going to be late past your bedtime, okay? Yeah. Shout out to Unilight as well. Jesus. Oh, he's here.
Oh, shrunken.
And shrunken. And George, Consuming It World. Right, we're going home. Bye.
Bye.